All right, welcome into our first of the men's semifinals of
The
ACAA
Atlantic
championship play.
Athletic Association and Mount St. Vincent University would like to remind you that as partners in fair play, we are attempting to remove verbal and physical abuse from sporting activities. Therefore, profanity directed at any fan, player, or official will not be tolerated and may result in your ejection from the game.
All right, so with us today we have the number 1 ranked St. Thomas University Tommies versus the number 4 ranked MSVU Mystics. My name is Chris. I'm on the call. With me today is my brother and colleague for the call, Josh. Josh, what are you looking forward to seeing today?
I'm just excited for this game, to be honest. I think it's got potential to be competitive for sure. From what we've seen so far this year, the Mystics know how to defend, right? They think they only have one game where they conceded more than one goal. We'll probably build on that as we go. But they've been solid. They've been tough to break down. And then on the flip side, the Tommies are coming in with a nice 0 in the loss column. So I think it's going to be competitive. I think it's going to be fairly back and forth. But we'll see. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, to set the stage for everybody too. Both games this year, St. Thomas has won against the Mystics, but they've been close. They've been 1-0 games each time. So the Mount has proved they're able to hang around, and even though they're coming in as the 4 seed, there's I think there's optimism in that squad that they're able to pull an upset victory there. We look ready to go. St. Thomas will get us started today. Crowd's excited. Referee's final checks. And off we go. Tommy start with the ball here. First foul of the game. That's Benoit who came back and drew that first foul, number 9. Good opportunity early in the game. Get a ball in the box, put it in a dangerous area. MSVU has some height and size to them. So do the Tommies, though. You see 6'5", Chouanier, number 21 forward, looking to win that ball in the box. Marked there, though, by Hoare, is also 6'5" himself. Dangerous ball in. That's well up by Bryden. MSVU is able to clear those lines.
So far, the Mystics content to sit a bit deeper, absorb some of that pressure to start. I'm sure they're just looking to stay compact, try not to get broken down too soon. See if they can catch them in transition just like this.
There's Hamo underneath that one. Step out now for the Tommies. Ball out wide. Roll away by Bryden, captain of MSVU Mystics. This is Lavery on the left side. Going to put a ball into the box. It's away by Hamo. Whelan putting pressure on. A bit of a late foot. Referees don't think so. Clear to what Cook McCormick. we mentioned the Open, Josh, but both games so far this season have been 1-0 games in favor of the Tommies. So MSVU showed a way to stay in these games. They just had trouble finding that goal to break through to actually get the win in the end.
And I think it makes sense given what we've seen even through the first couple of minutes here. You can see that MSVU, they're not taking too many chances right now. They're not risking too many opportunities to press. When they see a chance, they're sending one or two maybe to get involved. But even right now, you can see wingers are deep, they're helping out. Center mid's deep, helping out. They're really just leaving one up high. It can be tough to create. Again, of course, you first and foremost want to be tough to break down. But we can see again why both games so far this year were just 1-0. And I think as this game goes on too, we'll see the Tommies get even more comfortable in possession. You can see already both wingbacks are trying to get high when they can. They're comfortable in possession. They want to try to create some of those overloads and find a way to just attack in space. Good opportunity here as well.
Loose touch there by Maxwell Hort. Loses possession. Tommies play that quick. Dangerous ball in. Noah Jordan tracking. Ball out for a goal kick. Tommies are not happy. They think that went off of Jordan in the end.
Looked like it might be. So. Mystics will look to build up here.
Ball played into Bryden. Kicks that out wide to Chisholm. Back to Bryden. He comes a bit longer.
And these are the opportunities that the Mystics are going to look for.
Smith looking to feed in. Wheelan can't quite get that through.
Again, you can see the Tommies are looking to press, right? That short goal kick happens. You can see they're looking to pinch right away. And what that's likely going to create is a lot of space in the middle for number 22 on the Mystics, Ford. You can see he's on the ball already. They're starting to bring pressure.
Good touch there by Jordan. Brings it down. Haru can't quite get his foot on that. Referee says play on. Switch across to O'Connell.
Fortunate there to get away with that one, but they'll take it. And again, it's very clear what the initial plans are here. Mystics are looking to sit a bit deeper, absorb pressure, and attacking behind when they're able.
That time a foul is called against the Mystics. St. Thomas ball. Thomas plays short, looking to build through the back. It's been Newis. Feeds that one out. Good pressure by Gould to get that to Wheelan. Jordan now looking forward. Looking for Gould. Not quite able to keep that one in. Tracking back by Lambert on the far side. Jordan closing the space. Oaks just unable to connect there for the Tommies. Throwing for the Mystics.
You see, they're really looking to get Oaks the ball when they can, though. Understandably so. When you have a player of the year on your team, you definitely want to find a way to get him involved. So expect to see even more of that. Oaks drifting forward, trying to get that first ball and link up play from the back.
Step into the gap there. This time Hamo's getting under it. Jordan can't keep that one in. Pressure there from Haru. Follow for a STU throw-in. Josh, you kind of feel it the first 8 or so minutes, both teams are kind of feeling each other out. I think you can tell that St. Thomas wants to be a little bit more adventurous going forward. MSVU is a bit more content sitting in a tighter formation, kind of absorbing pressure, looking to counter. But nobody taking too big of risks yet.
I agree. I think you can see it, when the Tommies have the ball as well. I mentioned it earlier, like their wingbacks on both sides are looking to get forward. They're looking to get involved. And naturally what that's going to do is
an opportunity here. Off the post. That's off the foot of number 9, Benoit of the Tommies. It was a clever flick through to get him in that opportunity.
I'm sure he'll want that one back. A lot of time and space in behind.
Mystics, a huge sigh of relief. Because again, if you're the Mystics right now in a game like this, both teams have been 1-0. You're the underdog in the game. You're really just trying to extend this, right? Because the longer you extend this game, the more belief you have that you're going to be able to do it, and the more nervous the Tommies get. So Whelan putting pressure, and he can't quite get there. Keeper Luke Ewan out to meet that ball.
And once again, you can see the wingbacks pressing high, and that's pulling both wingers for the Mystics are having to then drop deeper. So if the Tommies are able to retain the ball, which they aren't here, they're going to have a ton of space to create and look to attack. Key is just going to be to maintain that patience when they need to and take the opportunities when they come up.
Tackle made there by Cooper Smith coming across for the Mystics. Again there, trying to force them backwards. That's Lavery now. Jordan now defending. Shoulder to shoulder there from the Mystics. Referee says play on. Goal kick for MSVU. Jordan just straining his ground there. Looks to here, Josh, like the Tommies are wanting them to play it long, or at least setting up that press to try to get them to play through. Mystics just want to play that a bit more direct.
Absolutely. You can see again, if the Tommies are out of possession, ideally they still want to stay as high up the field as they can. Right? They want to force those mistakes, avoid the 50-50s like this. Mystics might feel a little hard done by on that call, but
yeah, thanks Whelan's a little bit late on that one. Chouanier gets his back started.
I think the ideal game scenario here for the Tommies is going to be as much of this game being played in that Mystic half as possible. Of course, the Mystics, for now, seem content with that. They seem okay with that. They're looking to play in transition quickly, just like this. And all it takes is a couple of passes, a couple of breaks, and you might be able to attack.
It's Brocklehurst back there, picking up that ball for the Mystics, getting his team set up. Tells them to get forward. And to look direct here. Ball out to Jordan. Pressure by Oaks. Trying to feed that one into Whelan. Gap wasn't quite open though. Sven now. Looking to play that through to Benoit. Tracking back there was Chisholm. Chisholm again. Big tackle there. Braden looking to get us forward.
One challenge here the Mystics might face is in sitting as deep as they have so far, it's leaving Whelan up top very isolated. Right? They haven't quite been able to get it to his feet. But even when they do, even when they are able to get it through, there's going to need to be pretty high work rate going forward for some of these Mystics to really join in. Otherwise, they'll stay isolated. It'll just be him on his own up top. That makes it tough.
That was Lambert who swung in that cross, didn't quite get through. Maxwell Hoare couldn't deal with it as well as he wanted, but Mystics able to figure it out. Ball now, though, goes for an MSVU goal kick. Ball to Bryden. Looks to get us up. Plays that one wide. Smith there. Haru plays that through. Whelan's giving chase. And Chouanier deals with that for an MSVU throw-in. Not quite a corner kick. Ball goes into play safely for a Tommy's goal kick. Look to play short. Building now through Cook McCormick, taking his space. Looking for a step out. Schwanier looks forward. Nick Bryden first to the ball.
And these will be the spots here where Stu's going to look to really control the tempo.
Bryden coming across again. I think a benefit the Mystics have too is, they have their captain, first team, all-conference player, Nick Bryden, plays the heart of the defense, right? So in a game like this where you probably are absorbing a lot of pressure, trying to prolong the game as much as possible, it's good to have your leader in that space.
Absolutely. And even back to the conversation before the game, the reason they've been able to stay in so many games, the reason they've had so many clean sheets, so many of those just one goal against games, I think he's pivotal to that as well. When you have a rock like that at the back who can organize the team, who can actually step up when he needs to, it helps a ton.
I think they're lucky too to put next to him someone with the pedigree of a Hamo, who in his first year in this league has been, I think, pretty instrumental for the Mystics team. You add Noah Jordan in on this side, who's a second-team all-conference player. Chisholm over on that other side. I think it's just it really I think it helped them be able to build from the back, and even if they didn't get a lot of the wins they were hoping for this year, I think being close and in every game speaks to at least a portion of what they're trying to build there. So
yeah, and they'll be able to come into this game feeling like they have a shot, right? It's not like they're coming into this 4 versus first matchup, which at times can be tough. You can really feel like an underdog. I don't know if that'll be the case. I think they'll have a chip on their shoulder.
Oh, that's a giveaway. Whelan, can he finish? Puts it just over the net.
Sometimes that's all it takes, right? If you're the Mystics here, and you can just absorb that pressure. Sometimes it is just one mistake. It's one missed pass. It's one missed touch. And all of a sudden you have an opportunity just like that. I'm sure he'll want it back, though.
Those are ones too, for the Mystics, you really got hope you're able to take, because you never know how many are going to come in this game. And when you're gifted something, that's Oaks looking forward. Looking for the run of Benoit, couldn't get that through. It's Logan O'Connell. Touch forward. Gould gets there in front. Now he's driving in net. Big save by Ewan. The Newis is up for the header to clear. Chisholm keeps that alive. Haru. Mystics having a good spell right now. Able to keep the pressure up. Causing the Tommy some problems. Again, the longer you stay in this game, the more questions you ask of them. If you're the underdog coming into this, the more confidence you have, the more belief you get that you can actually make something happen here.
And to keep that conversation going, again, seeing even the opportunities they've been able to create so far, it's going to give them even more confidence, right? They know both games against the Tommies this year, tight games, they know they were in both of them. Seeing now that they've still been able to create a few opportunities, you have to feel good if you're the Mystics, right? You're still likely going to have less of the ball, and that's okay. It seems like they're content looking to play quickly, looking to play in transition, build when they can like we see here, although the Tommies defend it well.
It's a good opportunity there. Ball back to Oaks. He goes high with it. Can't keep that one down.
He's kept a lot of them down this year, though.
That's right, leading goal scorer in the ACAA on the men's side with 13 goals this year. And as you mentioned earlier, player of the year in this conference. So someone that the Tommies look to not only power their team, but also put the finishing touch.
Even more impressive knowing that he's doing this from, right now it looks like he's playing as what we call a 10 or an attacking mid. At times he may drop in a bit deeper to link up as well, but being able to play in that role and still put the ball in the net as much as he has, we can see why Player of the Year went his way.
Yeah, he's shown great versatility this year too. There's a week he won Athlete of the Week by scoring a goal to win a game and then moving back to center back in the next one. It's a good cutback, the dummy all the way through. Benoit couldn't quite get there. Lavery now steps up, feeds the ball in, up there by Hamo. Smith on it now. And Whelan can't quite bring that one down. It's going to go out of bounds.
Where the Mystics have found some success in transition so far is when they do have Whelan dropping in a bit more to be an option to feed, right? Those STU center backs, they're pretty big. So if Whelan's going to try to just win all the 50-50s, it's going to be tough. But we've seen him now try to drop in a bit, pull them out of position, and all of a sudden he either gets the ball to feet with time and space, or he creates some spacing behind for others to attack.
Searching ball there from Haru, looking for Whelan, trying to get it behind there. This time Stip out finds a gap for the Tommies. Gould comes back, helps out defensively, wins that. O'Connell back to Chisholm. Ooh. Head-on-head contact there. Ref calling for the trainers. That's Lambert right there, getting up, looking like he's okay. Both number 12s. O'Connell on the Mystics looks like he's also okay. That's good news for everybody. When heads get close, it's always scary. Drop ball to resume play here. Ball to Van Nuys. Searching ball. Brocklehurst though deals with that one.
Opportunity here for the Tommies to try to press.
Looks like they're trying to, together in it. Mystics look to beat and skip the press, but no one to release pressure to. Benoit now. Clear to save there by Bryden, but he does give up the corner kick chance again to get these center backs forward for the Tommies. Cook McCormick is 6'4", Chouanier is 6'5". Those are some big bodies to get into the box for this. They do play it short, looking to change the angle. Can they get it in? Bryden, though, with a good header. That time away from Haru.
There again, it's one of those scenarios where Whelan's kind of isolated up front. It's tough for him to win that first ball, always will be. But if there can be some more bodies getting forward for the Mystics in transition, might help them kind of create some of those opportunities they've been able to so far. So again, the Tommies feel very comfortable pushing numbers forward, both in possession and out. Right? They want to play this game right where it is right now. They feel like they can create. They feel like they can press. A good opportunity here.
Big save. And there for the second one, too. As in Kolowagu for the Tommies, who cut inside, had a good shot on net there.
Once again, you can see the Tommies looking to trap. They're looking to press. They want to force these tough passes. And the Mystics played through it pretty well here.
Jordan's able to keep in. Looking forward now. Finds the gap there to Smith. To Whelan. Whelan just offside.
Positive sign for the Mystics, though. Very positive sign. Right? The Tommies are going to press. We talked about this now. The Mystics still feel like they can play through it from time to time, though, right? There's going to be times where they do need to play over top. But right there, you could see the combination play. They're able to find that pocket of space. Unfortunate that Whelan was just offside. But that's a great opportunity. If he can stay onside, they might have something there.
We have confirmation, too. O'Connell did have to come out of the game. So entering the game is number 9 for the Mystic, Ahmad Bojang. And Bojang's interesting, too, because his first year in the league, he was a first-team all-conference player. Scored a couple of big goals for the Mystics in the 2021 season. He's had some injury struggles as of late, trying to find his way, into the regular team and rotation with the group this year. But he has quality. He's shown it in the past.
Looks like for the Mystics, Chisholm is going to have to come out.
It's tough for him because that's 2 subs now required because of injuries. And that's Michael Grichuk who comes in. That one's going to go harmlessly wide from Sear. Josh, though, we're entering the 26th minute here now. If you're the Mystics, is this how you would have wanted the start of this game to go?
Honestly, I would say so. Right? There's been a few opportunities that they could have taken. Stu's had a few as well. There hasn't really been any fantastic chances on either side yet. And again, if you're the Mystics coming into this game as the 4 seed, a 0-0 game at this point, although we'll see how the Tommies fare here.
Kolowagu can't quite get around the side there.
But again, if you come into this game as that number 4 seed, you want to try to take some air out of it. Right? You want to try to have this first 25, 26 minutes, as we've seen, go the way it has. You know that Stu is going to look to press. They look to play on the front foot. I imagine the Mystics knew that coming in. You can see they've kind of game planned around it. I think you have to be pretty happy so far if you're the Mystics. And at the same time, I don't think the Tommies are too worried. I think they've also had some chances. Overall, I would guess this game is going how both benches thought it might have. Maybe the Tommies would have liked a goal by now, but I think there's been opportunities.
Yeah, it had that chance, the one off the post early in the game.
Absolutely.
But the Mounts had a couple of chances too. It's a good step into space there. Oh, the newest. Step out.
Good interplay there, just offside.
Looking through to find Benoit. Benoit just couldn't quite time that run the way he needed to. See if Bryden plays direct here. He will. Mystics looking for first and second balls. Gould's up. Whelan holding that ball up there. Chouanier cleans up and behind. Smith all the way back to Hamo. Loose touch though to Bryden. There's an opportunity to step out, takes a touch over top. Jordan's recovering. Tommies can't do anything though with that opportunity. Lost.
For the Mystics, it looks like so far since Bojang has come in, it seems like he wants to play even further forward than O'Connell had been. Could be some risk to it, but also I think that could be what unlocks some of the opportunities going forward. Like we've mentioned, Whelan's been fairly isolated. There was Bojang looking to get forward, could add some extra elements to it. And here he is on the ball.
Yeah, there's a benefit too of when the sub was made too. Noah Jordan came to the left side as Grichuk came on, and as we established, Jordan is a second team all-conference player, right? So maybe you have a bit more trust to give him a little bit longer of a leash to let Bojang have the opportunity to be a bit higher to create off that wing. Exactly. Smith now closing down. It's Lavery that was on the ball, number 14. Looks like Koloagu's come to this wing. That Sear in behind. Bojang, good recovery though. Important to tackle.
Of course, we talk about how he wants to get forward. Still very much willing to drop in, do the dirty work that's needed.
Oh, looks like we have another Mystic down.
Definitely wouldn't have been the plans for the Mystics bench. Well, it looks like Jordan's going to be okay for the time being.
Yeah, they need him in here. Got experience, third-year player, all-conference selection. Crossing the box, away by Hamo. Another touch by Haru. Lavery gets that down. Looks for Nkoloagu. Lavery into the box. That's Benoit. Brocklehurst gets to it. That's positive from the Tommies.
Very positive indeed. And you can see that's a direct result of the Tommies being willing to push those wing backs forward, right? You can see Lavery combining out there as the short one comes in.
Step out now into the box. Dangerous back across. Grichuk up that time. Bojang creative to get rid of it. Gould's the one now closing space. That's Lambert out there. Van Nuys. Foul called against the Tommies. MSVU ball.
So far, too, for the Tommies, we've seen a lot of fluidity in their shape as well, especially with their wingers. We're seeing Nkoloagu and Sear switching wings pretty frequently. There's been some times where each of them is even dropping in a bit deeper as they look to get Oaks more involved. Clearly, they're pretty comfortable in possession, moving around. They understand the flexibility in the shape that they're trying to play. Understandable that they've had such a good year so far.
We're going to link through Horror here to Hamo. Decides to skip Grichuk. Tries to get that longer to Whelan. Stipo giving chase. Hamo's there. Back to Brocklehurst. He gets that away. MSVU slow to close out. There's a dangerous ball in. Jordan's up. Big opportunity. Horror's there. Hamo's there. Some desperate defending for the Mystics.
Tommies are starting to look dangerous.
You can feel them really coming into the game, getting their confidence, applying pressure, making it hard for the Mystics to get out of their own area. Turning those into chances now, too. Bojang now dribbling at pace. Whelan can't quite get his foot on it. It's a good idea. A little pinball there between the two, but goes out for just a goal kick. Now the Tommies coming into this game winning 7 straight. Oh, that's a good ball over top. Oaks is through. He's offside, though. Didn't quite time that run properly, according to the assistant referee. The Tommies, they come in 7 wins in a row. They have not lost this year. They're currently ranked 8th in the CCAA polls across the country. This is a good team, Josh.
Absolutely. I think we're seeing it on full display already. Again, they haven't quite found the finish yet, but they've been close more than one time, right? And again, the Mystics have had some opportunities too, but none that I think have the Tommies too worried. Potentially one or two off some of the turnovers, but you can see they feel like a team that's confident. They feel comfortable on the field right now. They're willing to take some chances. They understand what their roles are and what they need to do. They've looked dangerous so far.
Bryden battling with Benoit. Horror's able to bring that down. Looks for the through ball to Smith. Doesn't quite come through. Kolowagu plays that through to Benoit. Hamo's there. Able to see that out for a goal kick.
We've been seeing over the last 10 minutes or so, the Tommies are starting to play a bit more direct. Not to say that it isn't working by any means, because you can see the opportunities they're creating and still looking to create off the press here. We'll see if they can come up with it. Mystics able to play through it pretty well.
Ooh, that's a good touch by Bojang. I think he's lucky to not get away with the yellow card there. No, it is coming. That's Van Nuys. Comes in late. It's a good first touch by Bojang. Gets the touch after that first one too, and that's the one that causes Van Nuys to come through.
To build on the combo from before, again, with the Tommies playing a bit more direct, honestly, I think that's playing into the Mystics' hand a bit. Not to say, again, like I mentioned, that the Tommies aren't still incredibly dangerous in transition, but if we think the first 10 minutes or so of this game, the Tommies were dominating the ball. They had it settled. Their back four was confident and comfortable on the ball. It seems like they're looking for that ball in the behind a little bit earlier now, and it's creating some of this back and forth. I think knowing that the Mystics are going to sit a bit deeper if the Tommies have possession settled, we may see them look to settle a little bit more.
That's where I think you look towards players like Oaks and Van Nuys and Stippo, that middle three, to really just kind of control the game. Because all of those are all conference players in there too.
Absolutely. And that right there, I think, is a good example of them looking to play a bit more direct. You can see Oaks gets on the ball after they were able to defend, and he looks for that ball forward right away. Not to say that that's not the right thing to do in a ton of situations, but this may be a time where they could relieve some of that pressure and look to settle.
MSVU really coming into the game now.
And that's exactly it. The longer this game stays 0-0, we may have an opportunity here. The longer it stays 0-0, the more back and forth it starts to become. The Mystics are going to feel like they're in it. They're going to feel like they have a chance, right? You compare that to, say, the Tommies sitting on the ball, 70, 75% possession, really just taking the life out of it. It could play into the Tommies' hands a bit better.
And this is what the Mystics have done all year, though, right? I mean, there's only one game that conceded more than one goal, and against the top three teams, Bojan, that's searching! Smith! That's another opportunity right there that goes begging for the Mystics. You see the quality of Bojang, though, on that wing, feeding that ball through. It's a good cut by Smith.
You know Cooper Smith wants that one back. That's a good spot. He would have loved to finish it. You just see how dangerous Bojang's been since he's come in, though. Just getting on the ball, not afraid to take his man off the dribble. Hitting in a great diagonal like that.
Quality of his first touch. Quality of the first touch is really, really strong.
And this right here, I think, perfect example where the Tommies can just sit on the ball a little bit, stay patient. You can see how far the Mystics have retreated now. That means the Tommies are able to get their wingbacks forward. They're able to get these numbers higher. And a ball like that is okay, because you have numbers forward.
Handed there by Brocklehurst.
It really feels like where the Tommies have been the most dangerous is when they're getting their wingbacks up. They're getting Lavery on the ball. They're getting Lambert on the ball. Or at the very least, getting them forward. They have a great opportunity.
Wheeling looking. Offside there, though. A lot of these runs have been tight. Giving his assistant referees lots to think about.
I think for the Mystics, someone who's going to be key is going to be Gold in the middle. Right? He's had some opportunities where he's joining in late, but especially with Wheeling up top on his own, if he can get that first touch or that second touch and just bring the ball down and have Gold get involved, a lot of dangerous opportunities can come from that. Ball
in by Lavery. Jordan gets up high for it.
fantastic ball from Labrie, and you can see 12 with the ball over there in the corner. That's Lambert. He's playing at the right wing back right now, and he's that far up because they've been able to settle on the ball.
Yeah, and that's really where you get the team pinned back too, right, Josh? It's
Exactly.
as you're able to get those high, the wingers have to come help.
Now the key is to be able to just handle situations like this. And if they can't, it gets tough.
Whelan now looking to create space for a shot, an opportunity. He's still going. And that is a penalty for the Mystics. Aiden Whelan goes 1 on 100 and is able to draw contact in the box. Tommies aren't happy. They think that's all ball. Mystics aren't about to argue.
How about the effort from Whelan there, though? Again, it comes from, we talked about earlier, sometimes it just takes that one mistake, that one loose touch. Whelan's able to put pressure on. He's able to win that back and draw the penalty after a lot of fancy feet there to draw it.
Captain, first-team All-Conference player Nick Bryden stepping up against 3-time All-Conference player Luke Ewan. A lot of pressure for Bryden right now. Deep breath. And he makes no mistake. That puts the Mystics up 1-0 right now. The crowd's loving it on the side. And you have to say, Josh, it's been coming.
Absolutely has. Absolutely.
They've had a game plan. They've come in, they're executing. They've had their chances. Whelan's put a lot of pressure on that defensive line for the Tommies. And this is something Stu would not have thought was coming, right? Mystics have to be super happy. That's 5 minutes before halftime.
We've said it, right? The Mystics are going to feel comfortable defending deeper. They're going to feel comfortable absorbing pressure. All they need to do is have 1 or 2 opportunities in transition just like that. All it takes is a couple of lucky bounces to go your way. We may have another opportunity here. Very similar scenario.
And if you're St. Thomas, you have to make sure you don't let this speed yourselves up, right? Remember, your game is to have possession control of it, right? The faster this game starts playing, the more back and forth it goes, the more it's going to favor the Mystics, right? The team that wants to get out here, that wants to be physical, that wants to press you, right? That wants to be organized, contained. You have to make sure you take a deep breath, say, there's still a lot of football still to play, and get that ball moving and get back to what you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. And again, of course, the Mystics have been able to take their chance so far. But how many of the Tommies had that have been just as close, right? This could easily be 2-1 Tommies right now. And they just need to, again, maintain that patience, maintain that composure. Like you said, there's tons of time left in this game. Tons of time. They don't need to rush. They don't need for this to be a back-and-forth game, which will play directly into the Mystics' hands, right? It puts a lot of pressure on the Tommy center backs for sure. Being able to push numbers high where they have to then deal with those 50-50 balls when they're cleared. But if they're able to, I think the Tommies will have a big advantage in possession.
Looks like we did have a substitution for the Tommies. Unfortunately, it looks like Lambert may have picked up a knock at some point. And into the game is number 5, Matthew Opera from Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's a foul on Opera. His first action of the game. Gets a little bit of contact. Bojan goes down. The thing to add to Nick Bryden, who stepped up under pressure, captain, first-team All-Conference player for the Mystics. He's also the recipient of the Bob Cole Award this year, which is awarded to an individual who demonstrates outstanding effort in the community with volunteerism and does everything he can to give back to the community in this game. And so a good story for Bryden. That's a dangerous ball, too. Over top of Ewan. That's a corner for the Mystics, though.
You really couldn't pick a better player to get that first goal. Everything you just said there for the Mystics. Senior on the squad. He's got the armband on. I'm sure he feels fantastic scoring that goal.
And he made no mistake, too. That was he really hit that pen.
Absolutely.
Referee sees something it doesn't like. I think it's Gould. Maybe causing a little bit too many problems for Luke Ewan there in net. do play it short. Smith gets it. Change the angle, looks in the box. Over top of Bojang. Grichuk, though, gets on the end of it.
A lot of numbers still for the Mystics. A big play. Just can't quite get it off.
Jordan can't find the proper gap. Josh, we often talk about how important that first goal is before halftime, too. Confidence for the swing. And especially for a team like MSVU, right? Who come into this game as the underdogs to be the ones to get that. I think that really opens this game up.
Absolutely. And you can already tell with how the Mystics have played so far this half. A lot of their game plan is around that high intensity, right? Being able to bring the effort. And when you can now go into half potentially up a goal in a game where you know you're the underdog, you know you have to bring that intensity, it just helps you get up for it as well.
Kolowaglu coming in from the wing. Brocklehurst does get there first. That was Chouanier looking to free his man down the wing.
This halftime, it'll be a big test for the Tommies as well, right? How can they maintain their composure? Because like we've said, it hasn't been all bad by any means. They've had tons of opportunities. They could easily have had a goal of their own so far, right? So it really just does need to be more of the same. Potentially a few tweaks I'm sure the coaching staff will make. But it's going to be a test of their composure in the second half.
It's not a position they found themselves in often this year. They've had 9 clean sheets in their 12 games. It's not often they concede, let alone going down a goal in a game. And so it will be. There'll need to be adjustments made by Coach Morrison, who is Coach of the Year this year for a reason. He's won it multiple times. It's his 3rd time winning it. So if anyone can make those adjustments, it is him. It's Whelan looking again to try to create something from nothing.
If you're the Tommies as well, I think you really want to get Oaks and Stiphout both more involved in this game. Right? First team all-conference players. They've led you to where you are right now. I think I'd love to see them get on the ball a bit more. As you see right here, Stiphout getting involved.
That's Sear driving. That is going to be a foul against the Mystics. That's good interplay by the Tommies. It's going to be a yellow for Bojang. Tommy's fans like that one. It's a dangerous area, too. We'll see where the Mystics set up that back line. See what line they'll hold. Tommies have those big center backs to bring forward. Mystics have some size, too. Grichuk, 6'4". Hoare, 6'5". At least have a few guys to match up.
And to add a time of this first half as well, so you can see everyone from the Mystics back looking to defend. They're trying to stay compact. They want to take this 1-0 lead into the locker rooms. We'll see if they can swing it.
This is huge. Pay attention to the middle of the field right now, too. Number 13, number 14. Whelan's trying to cover a couple of gaps. Balls could always pop out right there. Oh, the ball's short. It's away by Jordan, but wrong way towards the touchline. Out for a corner. Mystics now at this point are really just looking to survive. We're into added time of this first half. Going in 1-0 would be a dream for them. Ball plays short. Dangerous. People are up. Back in. Up for it again. Jordan, can he clear the lines? He can. Mystics fans, sigh of relief. Looking to keep their shape, though. Lavery now looking to carry forward. Sear looking to find a run in behind. Gets out to the big man, Chouanier. Hamo comes through. Referee says that's ball. It's a strong tackle, though.
I would have guessed, I'd say, he was playing the advantage there, knowing that the Tommies got that shot off. He likely let it play.
Good to see Chouanier back up. That's a hard knock to take. A lot of contact right to the thigh. And now we'll do it. That's our first half. Tommies have a lot to think about. MSVU has to be going into this halftime talk feeling happy about the spot they've been in. But the Tommies are undefeated for a reason. And they have 45 minutes to show why. So we'll be with you after our 10-minute halftime break. Until then, enjoy your break. Welcome back to second half action, where the St. Thomas Tommies are down currently 1-0 to the MSVU Mystics in a 1 versus 4 seed game, where the Mystics do come in as the 4 seed. So Josh, I can't imagine this is how Stu thought the end of the first half would go, and if you're the Mystics, you're probably delighted about how it went. So what do the Tommies need to do in this first 5-10 minutes of the second half to really get a foothold back in this game?
Absolutely. Honestly, I think the biggest thing is to just really take control of the game. We talked about it a bit in the first half, that it became fairly back and forth, and the back and forth game definitely favors the Mystics here. That's what they want to do. So for the Tommies, I would love to see their midfield three, who are all first-team all-conference players, really start to dictate the tempo, really start to control the game, right? Get on the ball, keep it simple, get the ball moving. I really think that's going to help them out a lot. And it looks like to start the half, Oaks, their player of the year, is dropping back to start at center back. It's likely, of course, going to take him away from the attacking phases of play, but that could help them control the ball a bit better, right? That could help them get more comfortable in it, although perfect timing. The Mystics have an opportunity to transition.
Cuts it back. That's Haru. A good opportunity to start this half. Mystics look like they're already trying to be on the front foot here. That's Hoare working well. Cuts that ball across. Bojang can't quite get there. So the additions here to the Tommies, we have Cool out here on the right wing, and Joel has come in inside to play center mid. Some Cook McCormick has come out, and it appears Sear has also given way. Played out wide, Noah Jordan on the ball. Sends that one forward. Joel's able to control that. Looking inside to play off of Benoit. Is able to. Hoare closes down the space from step out, though. That's a foul.
I think if you're the Tommies as well, you should look to get Rookie of the Year Van Nuys involved in this game as well. Right? He's operating as that single pivot, that defensive midfielder on his own. There's likely going to be a lot of space for him to collect the ball. Right? And it can just be that simple 2-3 touch play to link things up. But oftentimes having that player in that pocket of space, it can help relieve pressure, right? Especially if the Mystics do send one or two numbers forward, being able to just stay composed, have that outlet, have that player in the middle that can dictate the tempo, I think that's going to be key for the Tommies this half.
We talked about just before halftime, too. If you're the Tommies, you need to make sure you don't try to speed up this game by yourselves, right? There's still lots of time. We're just starting the second half. You want to be able to play and control the game at the pace you want to play at. As soon as you get sped up by the opportunity or the situation, that's when you start playing into the hands of what the Mystics want. Like, the Mystics want this game to be kind of just like a little bit loose, a little bit rugged at this point. They want long balls in the feet. They want to step in, win those big tackles, right? If you're the Tommies and you have the quality you have in the midfield, right? If you move Oaks back to have the ball a little bit more control in the passing and where you're distributing, just like that. You want to make sure you're building up properly.
I think that is a perfect example. You can see you have an opportunity for the Tommies here.
Kolowagu across to Joel. And Hoare's able to get in front of it.
You can see there for the Tommies, again, being willing to play 4 or 5 passes deeper up the field as the Mystics are potentially looking to press. And even right here, a good example, just being able to combine with those few passes. It's really going to create opportunities to attack. Not quite able to here, but you can see the opportunities coming.
And Jordan getting the crowd going with that one there. Good tackle, good track back. Now we have Whelan on the ball looking to come inside. Bojang looking for it, asking for it. Does get on it. Back to Whelan. It's a good opportunity. It's offside though. Luke Ewan comes out, deals with it. Didn't need to. Again, it's positive from the Mystics. They're staying compact, they're defending, and they're getting out in transition when they feel like they can.
I'm sure if Bojang could have that back, he'd open up and have a go himself. It seemed like there might have been a pocket of space to attack. I like the idea, but sometimes keeping it simple works as well. And you can see here the Tommy's starting to drift forward. I think that's the other layer as well. is when they are able to pin the Mystics deep, they should take every opportunity they can. Right? Getting numbers forward, being able to attack.
I actually get everything this year. It's kind of wild.
That's awesome, though. You should be so proud of yourself. Really.
Third time's a charm.
Well, that doesn't matter. Who's your coach? Who's your teacher?
Pressure put on there by Haru.
He's so good.
Wins the throne for the Mystics.
He is hard. He's a hard ass, but he's good.
But he's actually so nice. Like after this midterm, people just got on. Like it was like I think he said it was the worst one since 2004.
No.
And he asked and was like, "What can I do to help?" He's like,
When he's asked for a foul there, they get it.
Hands in the back in that one.
And we all did well.
Touch foul, the foul all the same.
Oh my God.
Joel sprung that one wide.
Awesome.
No
That
Jordan
right
for
there,
sure.
that right there is a good example of the Tommy's potentially playing a bit quicker than he needs to. Looking for that first ball right in behind, right away. They're able to draw the set piece eventually. It could have been an easier path towards that.
I texted Jesse. Thank you so much. And he was so cute. So he must be over the moon. Well, because I ran into him because they were pregnant. I'm like, Tommy, will you have this baby? Because I don't.
Tommy's looking to get that one in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Won't trouble Brocklehurst though.
And I love the name, Maya. What a beautiful name. You guys, that's sweet. She'd be so cute.
Oh, he's gonna be
He will be such a great. He'll be so proud.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Something like your dad.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Step out there. Gets it across. Important touch by Bryden. Falls to Benoit though. Pours there. Able to stop.
There'll be some time, some space in transition here if the Mystics can take it.
Beaujean trying to get in the end of it. Cuts that back. That's Whelan on the turn. Can he find space to get the shot across? He does! That's 2-0 MSVU! That's 2-0 MSVU! There's a lot of excitement. I want to point out something smart that's happening right now, though. So Nick Bryden is staying on the opposite side of the half to make sure the referee can't start the game until everybody is in the spots they want to go. And Josh, who's that one created by?
I was, honestly,
Take it back. It's Beaujean. I'm telling you, each time he's coming to the game, he's been making a difference. He gets that into Whelan. Whelan turns. He's able to get that shot across.
if you're the Mystics here, and you know you want to play this game in transition, having players like Whelan, having players like Beaujean, being able to get on the ball in transition, take those touches they have. You can see there, both of them, they showed how good their feet can be to create that opportunity. Beaujean to find the pass, Whelan to then open up and find the finish. That's exactly what you want if you're playing in transition.
Now, this is a tall task, though, for Stu. They really need a quick response here. Because we know they come in 10-0-2. They haven't lost this year, but remember, the Mystics have only given up more than one goal one time this entire season. It's a tall task, and at this point, too, you know the Mystics right now are trying to be as conscious as they can defensively. There's lots and lots of time to play. But if you're Stu, you are trying to pick up the urgency now. You want to still play your game properly. Again, there's enough time to do that. But you want to have that urgency.
This might be a scenario for the Tommies as well, where you're looking to get some of your most talented players a bit further up the field. I'm wondering if they're going to look to find a way to get Oaks a bit more involved.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we don't see him move up a little bit at some point. Trying to get him involved in more offensive. Again, 13 goals this year. Has the capacity to score.
You can clearly see when he's on the ball. He has
That's a good take by Nkolowagu.
Good opportunity here for the Tommies.
The cut back. Oh, and they can't quite pull that one back. That stip out. Oates stretched for it. And Nkolowagu, he's another important player. He's a two-time academic All-Canadian. On the wing there. A co-captain.
Looks like the Tommies may be shifting their shape a little bit here.
That's Opera leaving the game. Bringing in a more offensive option in Olawani.
With Olawani coming in again for Opera, who had been playing at that right back spot, you can see already, it looks like the Tommies are playing a back three now. So they're looking to get an extra number forward. They know that at this point, down 2-0, you do need to chase the game a little bit. You need to get that first goal, ideally fairly soon, right? The longer this stays at 2-0, the more confidence the Mystics are going to have.
No Jordan here now. Against Cool. It's a good recovery run. I think Bojang was able to hit that off of Cool in the end as well. He did. And that, if you're the Mystics, that's the kind of help defense you want, right? So at this point, too, like a team like the Mystics who want to be, like, you know, kind of grind it out, like a gritty game. You're up 2-0. You know, you're making big tackles. Like, you know, every player right now is involved. You got guys like Bojang who are one of the threats going forward. They're tracking back in your own 6-yard box to give help defense and win a goal kick like that. That is, if you're a Mystics fan, something you want to see.
Absolutely.
Grichuk wins that one first. Ball falls to Smith. Gould trying to spray that one. It's a good touch by Jordan. Looking forward, a little bit too much on it for Whelan.
I think with the game situation as it is, we may see the Mystics continue to sit a bit deeper. And that could give the Tommies outside center backs, especially in this back three, a lot of time on the ball.
You see the work rate by Hoare to try to get back in position. Searching ball. Grichuk can't quite deal with it. Falls to Olawani. Doesn't get a hold of it. This time Grichuk can clear. Oakes is up. Hoare is up. Help from Gould. Call for a high boot. They don't get it. Olawani here. All the way by Hoare. Step out. Dangerous ball in. Brocklehurst, though, comes and claims. It's been a good couple of minutes for St. Thomas after the goal went in. Change of formation is really putting a lot of offensive firepower forward.
One thing that can do, though, again, is it's a necessary change. They know they need to chase this game. But naturally, you're going to have less numbers deep. So even that last opportunity, if the Mystics could have come up with that first ball, there might have been some space to attack. And 2v2, maybe a 3v2 going forward. And that's dangerous as well. So as much as the Mystics are going to look to sit a bit deeper and try to maintain this 2-0 lead, I wouldn't be surprised to see them also send some numbers forward and try to chase that third goal. And with the Tommies starting to press, knowing they need to, there might be some gaps that open up for it.
Smith wins that, but it just goes backwards. Good work by Hoare. Gets that to Bryden. Going to send that forward. Whelan's there to chase. Oakes under there first. Hamo, first to that one. Olawani now on the turn. Joel gets that in. Stip out with the first touch. Hamo, though, able to shield that one out of bounds. Goal kick for the Mystics.
Oh, good. Good.
I'll talk to you soon, Mark.
Brocklehurst getting them up. First ball won by Bojang. Can't quite get that flick on towards Whelan. Bryden on it before step out. Bojang can't quite get there. Good turn by Cool. Olawani's been active since he's come in. Mystics looking to clear lines here.
You see, they're taking no chances.
Rue to it first.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks, how are you?
Oh, hi, sir. Listen.
Fans asking for a call there against Whelan. It looked like Chouanier had a little bit of his back. Call not given. STU advances the ball. Cool out here on the wing. Looking to cut inside on Jordan. Hamo with a good foot in there, an important one. Joel can't quite bring that down. Lavery now, swinging that in, but harmlessly out of bounds.
We've got about half an hour left. I suspect what we've been seeing these last few minutes, it's going to continue. Right? The Tommy's pressing high. The Tommy's looking to send numbers forward. It's very likely that, for the foreseeable future, the Mystics are going to have to be dealing with this pressure. So far, they've done a fairly good job of doing so, but the Tommies have looked decent in possession.
And what does one goal do here for the Tommies?
Oh, it gives them just enough confidence that they can do it, right? This is a team that they know what they're capable of.
Fires that big save by Brocklehurst.
Fantastic save. Again, they know what they're capable of. They know what they've done this year. Even at 2-0, they know that this game is not out of reach by any means. Right? They know they can score these goals. Getting that first one, it's just that extra bit of confidence, right? It's that extra bit of hope that'll give them that push to go forward. And for the Mystics as well, conceding that goal could be tough.
They want to keep prolonging this game. Saves like that from Brocklehurst will do just that. He's made a couple really good ones today.
They do often say, though, a 2-0 lead, it's pretty dangerous.
It is.
Right? Because let's see how the Tommies fare here.
Dangerous one. It's a big header away. That's Nick Bride into the near post. As Brocklehurst who's down again, this time contact incidental from his own teammate. Looked like the post moved a little bit there. I'm not sure if one of them hit that. He's back up and good. Another dangerous opportunity here for the Tommies. Get a ball in the box. They do. It's searching. Big header away. And a foul this time on the keeper. Is that Chouanier? I think it is. Gets the yellow card.
Not alone. You can see how much this means to the Tommies, right? Being willing to go up for those 50-50 balls. Fortunately, not able to come up with it that time, but you can definitely see that the desire is there.
This time Brocklehurst needs a little bit of attention. Referee calling for medical to jog down the field here. Of course, referees always keep this type of time for additional time at the end of this half. So if you are a Tommies fan, things like this, get added on. But we want to make sure the player's okay first and foremost, of course.
And as we were saying as well, the 2-0 lead, it can be dangerous, right? Because you're kind of stuck in the middle of, do you try to just protect what you have? Do you try to sit deep and just absorb that pressure, knowing there's, again, at least half an hour still left? It's a lot of time. Or do you look to take some chances, push for that third goal, which naturally is going to leave you vulnerable for a potential counter coming back? It's a tough call. Almost have to fall somewhere in the middle. Take your opportunities when they're there. Don't take too many risks. So far, I think the Mystics have done a good job of doing exactly that.
Nick Bryden on the kick this time. Gould looking to get first on it. He is. Nobody there for second balls to the Mystics. Instead it goes to Ben Newis. That's Ben one now. Taking on Grichuk. Asking for a call. There is not one. No penalty there. Grichuk does a good job of getting back to defend that. Clever ball through. Kolowagu was able to keep that in. Dangerous ball. Brocklehurst is first to it. Pops out. Oh! And Joel can't keep that one down. Almost in the dog park behind the field. Strong by Brocklehurst. But you see, Josh, the sustained pressure now from St. Thomas.
Absolutely. Feels like the last, honestly, 5 minutes have all been inside the Mystics half, right? Which is to be expected at this point. Again, with the changes that Stu's making here, it's to be expected. But I'm sure the Mystics would like probably 1 or 2 more opportunities in transition here. And they'll be looking to stretch the field here.
That time is Cool who's first to it. Stip out on the ball now, looking out wide in Kalawagu.
Great ball there from Stip out.
Grichuk looking to close down that space. Kalawagu wants to get this in the box. He's able to find his teammate. Lavery delivers, been excellent all game. Can't go end product though. Gould able to clear partly. Oaks on it, looking for a little bit of a foul, can't get it. Bojang now, Aiden Whelan making that run into space.
These are the opportunities the Mystics were looking for.
Oaks is in, that's a big and important tackle. Gets a little bit of a touch there. Able to slow that Mystics counterattack. Whelan looking for Gould, doesn't quite slip through there. Stip out, picks that up. Feeds that wide. Kolawagu now. And Grichuk is able to close that space. Throw in Tommy's.
We've been seeing these last few minutes Stip out getting on the ball a lot more. I think they just need more of that. Each time he collects, he's hitting those diagonals. He's able to pick out that ball in behind. And it's looked dangerous for the Tommies. There's a reason he's first team all conference. They got to keep getting him involved.
We saw earlier with the Holland Hurricanes on the women's side how important those all-conference players can be for a team in moments when they need them.
Absolutely. Good opportunity here.
Nick Ryden with the block there. Bojang looks forward, playing off of Whelan. Gould's making that run in behind. Whelan's able to bring that ball down and draw a foul against Chouanier. Chouanier has to be careful. He is on a yellow card right now.
Mystics will take that.
Jordan on the ball. Looks like he wants to go direct. He gets a little bit away from him. See if Smith can keep that in far side. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't catch that one cleanly. Stu just need one opportunity, right? One opportunity. Need to finish, get themselves back in this game. They have the quality. I mean, of course, the compromise of having so many numbers forward is a little bit harder in the build-up play. You only have the 3 in the back and Van Nuys as your single pivot. A lot of times you're looking to go a little bit quicker unless some people are falling out of their pockets to come collect too. You see them looking to kind of skip and go long, and again, I think that's really playing in the Mystics' hands.
I say the same thing. I think the Mystics, they would welcome them, right? They would welcome those balls at the top. Maybe not every single time. It's a good one here.
Olawani looking for that ball here from Kolawagu. This time Haru gets on it. Olawani does well to win that back. One there by Smith. Up to Whelan, trying to hold that ball up. And does. He draws that foul again. Again, that's Chouanier coming through. Subs here coming from the Tommies. Looks like Benoit's coming off. And Joel appears to have run his shift too. Subs coming in. We have Scott, number 19, playing up high. That's a like for like for Benoit. And inside, we have Lowen, who came in for Joel. Maybe that's what the Tommies need, just a couple of fresh legs, especially up high. You know, if Scott makes a few penetrating runs.
You can see him looking in behind right now. Great ball through there.
As Olawani now on the ball. And the Mystics are a good defensive team. Hamo, physical, quick. Got size back there. Leadership from Bryden. Jordan, same thing. The athleticism, intelligent. Tracking back by Gould there. And he's able to win a goal kick, much to the delight of the Mystic fans here at Mainland Commons. We've officially entered the 70th minute now, too. 20 minutes remaining of regular time.
The Tommies there, they weren't able to create much off of that opportunity, but I do think those pockets of space in the corners and the edges of the 18, anytime they've been able to get there, something dangerous has happened, right? The Mystics have done a good job defending it, but if you're the Tommies, I think you're looking to get to those spaces as often as possible. Sometimes that means trying to build up at least through your own half, and then maybe it's a diagonal you can try to find.
We're talking a lot about step out too. These teams faced off last year in this exact same game in the semifinals. As a 1-4 seed, St. Thomas ended up winning that game 2-0. Goals came from Stip Out and from Cool, the winger here, number 11. So maybe, you know, if they can replicate some of the magic from last year, we can get that back in. Jordan's fired up there. What do you think too with Oaks? Do you feel like they at some point want to move him forward? Do you want to keep like stepping into the space, more using his ability to create rather than finish?
I definitely think they could, and I think, you know, if the scoreline stays as it is, they may need to. Right? Not that he can't keep up at center back, of course. I think he's played fantastic back there. It's just it may give them that extra little bit, right? That extra edge, that extra touch of quality. If you're able to find maybe a first pass in the middle to his feet to then be able to create.
Especially the Mystics sitting like this, you want to be able to break lines, right? Which means trying to get that in between different like blocks of their defense. And I feel like someone like Oaks has the quality, right, to be able to do that. Even guys like Van Nuys.
You can see here Schwanier. He's going for a run, trying to join in. Now, if you're the Mystics, again, if you're able to win this ball back, you have a 1v1 up high.
Bojang back defending now. Got to be careful in the box. It's good defending right there. Jordan's able to get it. Looking to outlet. Gould is there first. Whelan's looking to behind. Gould couldn't quite pick that head up. He might have had Whelan there. He had Oaks backtracking. Van Nuys, though, first the ball. That's well done by him. Jordan's going to take a breather. The thing for the Mystics now at this point is they're in no rush. All right, so with any type of game, there's going to be a bit of gamemanship at this point. You're up 2-0. You know, you try to take your time when you can. So the referee tells you to speed it up, you will. Bojang now gets into Wheeling. Back to Bojang. Whelan's rolling. First in by Smith. That's good interplay from the Mystics. Heru now. Body position. Relieving some pressure now, though, by Stu.
Up to this one, I thought the Mystics have combined incredibly well up high. And they're looking to create those chances. You know, Whelan's been isolated from time to time, but I think he's had a fantastic game. He's getting involved, giving the ball to feet, being able to draw that pressure and then still find the pass out. It's been fantastic.
We talked earlier, too, about Bojang coming into the game. I think he's been such an X factor, and I think that's the case with the whole year for him, right? Like, he came into the league as a first-team all-conference player. He struggled with injuries, match fitness, right? You can see right now he's tired. He might be asking for his sub. He's put so much into this, but he's also been such a reason that the Mystics have found themselves in this position. Olawani now, opportunity for the Tommies. That's cool. Stop, though, by Jordan, who gets under it. Nice touch right there, too. Bojang, can he get there? He can't quite. Van Nuys on the turn. Gould, he's worked hard today, too. Ref says play advantage. Was a foul. Ref says there's enough advantage to be played, though. Looks up. Can't quite dip into that corner.
Likely got 20 minutes, give or take, left. Now is definitely the time if you're the Tommies where you want to push and get that first one. right? If you're going to give yourself a shot here, that first goal needs to come fairly soon, right? Otherwise, like you mentioned, the Mystics, they know what they're doing with a 2-goal lead. They know how to defend. They know how to really slow that clock down.
You saw not too long ago, too, Coach Florian pleading with Bojang to make sure he's still working hard, getting back defensively as much as he's giving them offensively. He needs that energy getting back to giving Jordan that help defense. And for anyone not at Mainland Commons today, it is a hot day. It is unseasonably warm for end of October. It's around 20 degrees. So these guys are out here, and it's 75 minutes in. They're feeling it.
You can see Chouanier trying to drift forward again. When you have a presence that tall, and you have an opportunity to pin the Mystics deep like this, you definitely want to get him involved. Leads to opportunities just like this. There's a lot of risk to it. But at this
Lavery,
point, you
good
need to take
recovery.
risks.
It's good recovery by Lavery.
Absolutely. The Mystics will take that all day, bro.
You have to assume the Mystics can poke one more on a counter. I mean, that's probably going to be it. So this next goal, if there is one, is absolutely crucial in this game for St. Thomas. Porter plays that down to Smith. Switch to the field. Bojang can't get there first. Gould can get there, though. Looks out wide to Bojang. Can he bring that ball down on the first touch? Looking to curl that one in the back corner. Didn't quite push that ball enough into the pocket of space to swing that around. Love to see St. Thomas getting Kolowagu a bit more involved too down that wing. They've had a few opportunities where they've sent him through. Stiphout's found him. Vanuis has found him. Oakes has found him. He looks dangerous. He's a player that's done it for them in the past too. Jordan tracking back. Right in there to help. Some important tackles. Jordan keeps that in too. Bojang back to Jordan. Can't find a way out though. Stiphout picks it up. Haru. Wheeling, can he get there first? He can't.
This could be risky for the goalkeeper here.
What's the card? Just a yellow.
Just a yellow. The Mystics will be upset about that.
Mystics fans are upset. They want a red. St. Thomas fans are upset. You guys didn't want to foul at all.
If you're the Tommies, you got to be okay with that. That definitely had the potential for a sending off.
I'm surprised, to say the least.
The referee must have assumed that he got just enough of a touch to maybe
still
not
came
warrant the sending off. But
Through the player. Yeah, last man, though. You get a poke across like that and you take it out. That's clear goal scoring opportunity.
you could see what was going through Whelan's head there as well. Is how do you get there first? You get that small touch, just poke it past. You don't even need to get on the end of it. But you know that goalkeeper's coming and you know he's going to come through you. That's exactly what happened.
As Whelan on the ball now.
We likely won't see the Mystics take too many chances here, right? Keep some numbers back. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull one or two more back.
I wouldn't be surprised to have this on net, too. Whelan is going to go for it. Puts a bit of pressure. Follow up by Gould. Ewan takes care of it. That's Lowen now. Wide to Cool. And Gould's put in a good shift today for the Mystics. Covering a lot of ground, a lot of space. I will float these into Brocklehurst. And the Mystics just want to slow this game down. At any point in time, they want to take the sting out of it. Anytime, any momentum goes St. Thomas's way and the intensity goes their way, the Mystics want to try to squash that. Make it a little bit choppier. Haru that time looking over top to Whelan. Can't quite get it there.
Maybe some space here
Elias.
for the Tommies to attack.
Step out looking forward. Jordan, good covering. Olawani was looking to get in behind. Quality play by Jordan. Saying hello to the fans too. Bojang can't get around. It's a good tackle by Oaks. Really good tackle by Oaks. And Lewis now looking across the field. Lavery taking that touch into space. Step out. What can he create?
Those are the spots that you want the team to get on the ball. Not quite able for it to come off that time.
Bojang now in space.
You can see the Mystics are gassed.
Whelan wants to pull that wide.
Two of them looking
Step
to
out
attack
coming
on their
back.
own.
Bojang gets that out to Whelan. He's not onside though.
Almost a great finish, nonetheless.
Just couldn't quite hold the run. It's good interplay. Bojang, that's a good decision to cut inside. You see Whelan make that run outside. That's smart play. Draw those defenders in. Whelan pulls his hips. Didn't quite come off.
Into the 80th minute now. I think we're going to see the Mystics sit fairly deep for the rest of this.
Really do or die time.
I think that
I wouldn't be surprised if Bojang comes off in the next minute or two to bring on a more defensive option for the Mystics to try to hold this out. Ball does go out.
Especially with the weather, with the effort they put in. There's maybe 10 minutes of Aiden Whelan up front trying to do as much as he can on his own as the Mystics try to hold off those final opportunities from the Tommies here.
The good news too for the Mystics, if you are trying to hold this out, you have Gould. Referee looks like it's hot. Referee looks like he's cramping here. Again, for anyone watching at this point, any time that is not being played right now, the referees will add this on. If you're a Tommies fan, don't think this is counting against the 90. The referee just has a cramp, and it happens, Josh, when it's hot. It really does.
This is also why for these games there's a fourth official, right? We'll see if the ref's able to continue on here, but if not, don't worry. We've got backups. We've got some more folks around. But I'm sure both teams will take this time to regroup as well. I'm sure the Mystics over there are going to be drilling home every single assignment. They're going to talk about exactly how to stay compact, and the Tommies are going to look to create.
I'd be surprised if we don't see Chouanier coming forward a lot more now too from center back. He might even, probably at least with 5 minutes left, even maybe sooner, just be hanging out as another striker up there to play long balls into, try to knock the ball down with his head. We could also potentially see Coke McCormick come back in, same thing, just a big body in the box.
One thing that we're already seeing is the Tommies are moving Oaks further forward. They're making a couple of shifts, and it looks like Oaks is going to play further up the field. At this stage of the game, it's what you have to do. You know, as solid as he's going to be in that back three, as good as he is on the ball, ultimately, all year, he's been the one that's been able to put the ball in the net. And they're going to look to have him do the exact same thing today.
Referee is up. Yeah, it looks like it was just a cramp, which is usually a time thing. Hopefully he's worked that out. But if not, like you said, Josh, fourth official for a reason, right?
That's why we have them here.
And of course, this gives each team a chance to regroup. I think it maybe benefits the Mystics a little bit more, being able to kind of just, again, take a pause, a breather, take the sting out of the game, slow this down. It does give the Tommies the opportunity to make those adjustments if needed. Where you said it looks like Oaks will probably be a little bit further forward here.
Talked about it at the start of the game, but I think we've seen, we're in the 83rd minute now, just how strong the Mystics can be defensively. Right? The Tommies have been penetrating, they've been trying to create, but they just ultimately haven't been able to find that final ball through, that final finish. And a lot of the credit has to go to the Mystics for how well they've defended so far.
Yeah, the whole back four, really. Brocklehurst, I think Horst done a good job sitting in front of them. I also think their pressure up the field has helped. I think you've seen Haru and Gould put a lot of pressure on the midfielders of St. Thomas, made them speed up their decision-making process, which makes every ball maybe just a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, allows their defenders a better opportunity to close that space down.
It looks like we are seeing change at the official.
I think that's Ben Hoskins coming in. Top quality official.
many times have you seen this? The second referee coming in for the final 10 minutes. It's been a minute.
Sometimes you think you've seen it all, right? And we're back off. It's a couple minutes there. Yeah, and I was right. It looks like Chouanier is going to play forward more. So Van Nuys is sitting into that center back. Great distributor of the ball. They're really not too concerned now about conceding another goal at this point. It's everything they can do is trying to get the ball forward. You're going to see Chouanier, as soon as they gain possession, just bomb him up the field. Oaks, as you saw, moved up.
Looks like Oaks is playing almost as like an attacking mid in that 10 role again, where he spent some time at the start of the first half. I thought that the Tommies looked pretty good, so they'll look to get him involved again as well. You can see here the Mystics, they're likely going to sit off as much as possible here. If they get an opportunity to pinch, they might. But all they need to do now is just stay compact, stay solid for the next 10 minutes.
Gap control is important. Strong tackle by Jordan. Ojang does get there first. The touch can't get that across to Gould. Olawani quick to the ball.
Fantastic tackle there.
Aiden Whelan now. Gould's making that run. That's well out though by Ewan. Ball's a little heavy by Whelan. That was a good gap though by Gould. Likely see Whelan sit in for a second until Gould can come back. Jordan wants Bojang to come. Skip it for Whelan. Step outs there though. That's Chouanier now. Pushed up the field. Cool. Tapped it goal. That's just wide. That's close.
I thought Cool's looked good so far on that right wing. He's cutting it a lot. You can see he favors that left foot for sure. And every now and then, you can really get a hold of a curler just like that. Almost came off for him.
Last year, Cool did score in this matchup in the 89th minute, so he knows about scoring goals late in the game against the Mystics in the semifinal, Josh.
I'm sure he would take that again.
Nobody there to win the ball for the Mystics. Easy one for the Tommies. Ewan again, out to clean up. It's going to be important for him now, too. With all those numbers pushed forward, he's going to play a lot more like a sweeper keeper, coming off his line early.
In regards or no, I'm here taking over for Gabby, but yeah, Tyler said he was going to be here around, I think, before the game.
Step out now. Good challenge by Hoare. Falls though to Chouanier.
I can just wait up.
Kolduagu out wide to Olawani. Strong foot though by Hamo. And Gould clears that away. Into the 88th minute.
At this point, the Mystics just need to stay compact. All right? You can see Whelan putting a bit of pressure on. For the most part, you just want to sit deep, right? Absorb this pressure.
Good job.
And honestly, anywhere is fine. You win it back.
Good step out by Bojang. Just force that pass. Try to prevent that cross being played in. Smith now tracking back. Cutback opportunity. A chance. Gould, another time. Right spot, right time. It's good creation by the Tommies. That's what you need right now. We got to imagine there's going to be a good chunk of added time, too. Tommy still have some time. A Mystic down. Referee does not have to stop it here. Jordan's up. Bojang's there, too. I imagine the referee will stop the game. We got Smith, far side. You can see some hands on hips, hands on knees.
It might be a bit of cramp for Smith. Might be a bit of gamesmanship, knowing where we're at in the game. Of course, want to make sure he's okay.
Looks like we might have a sub coming in too. To this point so far, Josh, on the Mystic side, who would you give our unofficial man of the match to?
I would say it's really down to two from what I've seen. I think Whelan in the attack has been fantastic. Right? Again, we talked about it all game. He spent a lot of this game on his own up front, trying to hold up the ball, trying to create when he could. I thought he's done a fantastic job of it. Drew the penalty, scored the second one, and then alongside him, I think Bojang, since he came in, has been fantastic. Right? He's been getting involved, going forward. He's getting the ball to feet. He's been dangerous. Him and Whelan have been linking up pretty well. We saw that on the second goal. Even now, you can tell that he's exhausted. You can tell that he's gassed. He's still working hard defensively. He's still putting in that effort. I think it's down to between the two of them so far.
Michael Sears just checked into the game for the Mystics. Unfortunately, Smith had to come out due to injury. We hope it's just cramp related. Big task now for Sear, though, to help see this game out. Step out, receives that in the middle.
It's a good spot for Step out.
Hamo had to come challenge.
Right now, exactly that. Anywhere will do for the Mystics.
You see Ewan's playing that sweeper-keeper role at this point.
Whelan will put some pressure on. He'll force a decision here. Tommy's playing comfortably through it.
Good job still by Bojang for stepping out. Same with Gould. Force them to play these balls. Takes a lot, the effort at this point of the game. You're tired. Your body doesn't want to move the same. Hamo's up. Bryden, though, falls to his foot. Hamo's up again. This time does get a head on it. And then Sears able to find that ball out to the anywhere will do mentality. Into the 92 minutes, really going to take a lot now for St. Thomas. MSVU feel they have to taste at this point. And Brocklehurst handles that one. Again, now at this point, Josh, you're just trying to take the sting out of the game. Slow this down.
You're going to see
Get your lines up.
everything the Mystics can do to speed up this game. They're going to take. Right? If they can find a way to the corner flag, they'll keep it there as long as they can. Not sure they'll be able to get there with the pressure the Tommies are putting on. But I'm sure they'd love to.
And for the Tommies, of course, that's not how they wanted to go out this year. After whistle activities, referee has that covered. St. Thomas University does host the national competition on the men's side next year in 2024. So this team, apart from any of the seniors, knows they will be a part of it next year. So as disappointing as this is this year, if they aren't able to come back in the next couple of minutes to tie this up, they do know that this team that they have built has the chance to go represent their university next year, regardless. So still lots to play for in these last few minutes. Recheck, throwing himself in. Hamo, same thing. Foul, though, on the Mystics. Nope, just a throw-in. Ball's floating around in there. Challenged by Hoare. Brocklehurst gets it. Lawani's a little bit late that time. Oakes was up. Bryden was up. Help with the game for Nick Bryden, too.
Well, he's been solid back there. I think we talked about it in the first 10 minutes even. How consistent he's been for them all year. I think he's just put that on full display today.
Captain steps up, scores that penalty, put them up 1-0. Rock and the anchor, the defense, playing next to that freshman in Hamo, who's a great player, but it's always good to have that leadership in that center back partnership.
Absolutely. I think Jordan as well, again, second team all-conference. Even early in the game, he started on the right side. He had to flip to the left after some injuries. Still been solid, right? He's still just been consistent back there. Very few and far between have you seen anyone get around him. Again, the Mystics, they won't get pulled too far out here. Just a small amount of pressure, but they know they just want to keep it safe at this point.
You see Gould sitting back still.
Exactly. Might even take a foul or two.
Sear with the tackle. Hamo now coming across, preventing Dip help from getting there with Van Nuys.
We'll likely see every single Mystic back defending this as well.
Might have a keeper in the box. He's just going to come play sweeper, change the angle. Kolawagu. Not enough behind that one. Brocklehurst. Sure-handed. Hoskins looks at his watch. Can't be too much more now. Check a little slow to play that one. It's a little bit lucky. Ball goes out of bounds. Oaks urging his team. Playing to the final whistle. The Mystics all year have not just come up just short with all these big teams in this league. The 1-0 against STU, the 1-0 against STU, the 1-0s against Holland, 1-0 against Kings, 4-1 loss against Kings. And finally, in the most important game of all, Bojang, can we finish this? There it is! That's a cap on the performance. That's 3-0 for the Mount St. Vincent Mystics. The crowd over here is loving it. And it's fitting that Bojang gets on the score sheet too, isn't it, Josh?
Bojang on the score sheet with the assist from Whelan. We just talked about it, the two of them. They've linked up all game. They've looked fantastic. I think it's fitting for them to get that third goal together.
So what does this mean now for the confidence too going into tomorrow? This is a Mystics team that we haven't had them see a single win against top 3 opposition this year. They come in top seed at St. Thomas University, take 3-0 in the semifinal. How do they feel coming into whoever they play tomorrow?
This gives them all the confidence in the world. Again, you mentioned it. Every single game against these top teams throughout the year, they've been in. They just haven't quite been able to finish. They haven't quite been able to get that goal. Seeing 3 of them go in today, seeing that as the Tommies look for an opportunity here, seeing how well they've still been able to defend, they're going to go into the game tomorrow believing that they can beat whoever it is that they match up against. I genuinely don't think there'll be a team that these Mystics are scared of tomorrow. I think they're going to go in with a ton of confidence. I would expect we're going to see a very similar system, very similar structure in how they look to defend and then attack in transition. But this has been a fantastic day for the Mystics so far.
You know, really couldn't have scripted it better from Mystics supporter side. You're a Tommy's fan. Of course, you'd be disappointed with how this game has progressed. And it's tough because they've had good phases of play. They've had opportunities. Finishing touch hasn't quite been there. The flow of the game just, wasn't quite theirs either.
See a late sub here with Bojang hopping out. Looks like his legs have just given out for the day.
And that's Finn Mashing Warshnap, who's come into the game for the Mystics, number 4, to see this out in just the last couple of minutes. And Josh, that was actually Bojang's first goal of the year, too. What a time to come for it.
Absolutely. I think the Tommies are looking for a foul there.
They're asking and looking. Referee does not believe there was anything wrong in that challenge. He had a good position on it to be able to see. It's away by Gould. Whelan still giving chase. Brocklehurst strong, wins that one. Scott can't bring that down. Gould now. Falls to Heru. That's Sear giving chase. Trying to push into space. Good body position though by Scott. Bryden just slowing things down again. Same with Jordan. Again, just up. That'll do for the Mystics. That'll do. Touch there by Scott, leading him out of bounds, is able to keep it. Hamo keeps that in play too, but it goes right to Chouanier. Looks up, Oaks now on the ball. Jordan. Can Mystics clear? Miscommunication by the Tommies. Looking for at least a consolation goal to end their season here.
You can just see how compact the Mystics are, right? This is that commitment to keeping the clean sheet, commitment to the defense. The crowd loves it.
That's a hard tackle by Olawani. Looked like studs were a little high that time. And looks like referee's waving off the sub, which I believe means this whistle's going to go once we play this ball long. And that's it. The MSVU men's soccer team is victorious. A big underdog victory to win 3-0 in this semifinal. They move on to play the winner of Kings and Holland College in the semifinal coming up right after this.
You have to connect your phone to the
Congratulations to them.
USB stick.
To the Tommies, congratulations on an excellent season. It's not the way you want to go out at the end of the year, but that's sometimes how sports.
It creates
That's just how sports are. The highs and the lows of the game. You can see how much it means to everybody. But for joining us, thank you. Mystics fans, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
I'm Eddie. Yeah, there's no daddy. I'm Eddie.
No, I mean, Daddy was going to be here for.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We were in the same multimedia program.
You guys good to throw the sound?
Yeah.
Thanks.